And now it's Boomer Life. Lifestyle ideas designed to make your life more engaging, meaningful, and complete. Celebrating the baby boomer generation, this is Boomer Life.
Nice to have you with us listening to Boomer Life. Today we're talking appliances with our resident appliance expert, Jack McIver of McIver's Appliances, which I had at 610 Southeast Marine Drive, which is right, but I had it east of Fraser, and that's not correct. Mr. McIver was on my case seconds after it's west of Fraser on Southeast Marine Drive. Jack, you were just starting to talk about dishwashers before we took the break. And you mentioned a particular brand name. It was called Ariston. Is that the only dishwasher brand that you carry at McIver's?
It's the only new one we carry. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
We do have reconditioned one. Well, Stirling, I actually quit selling dishwashers for a couple of years when Whirlpool took over Maytag. After Maytag went bankrupt, they shut down the factory that was making the Maytag dishwashers. And that was the only dishwasher I sold then.
Oh, okay.
And then we ran into this Ariston product when a customer had a Frigidaire dishwasher. The inner plastic liner cracked on it, and it was leaking water under the oak flooring.
Okay.
That they had put down in front of it. So I went to look at it, and I had to come back, and we had to cut the legs off and part of the frame to get the dishwasher out, because it was the flooring was fairly thick.
So it's in other words, it's a stock custom factory size, and doesn't matter what kind of flooring issues you got going on, you're going to have to move the floor because the dishwasher is what it is, right?
Yeah. So we cut that off and got it out.
Okay.
And then we went looking for a dishwasher that we could get to go under a 33.5-inch height.
Okay.
Well, there was only one, and it was the Ariston. So we ordered that dishwasher that she wanted. She wanted a stainless steel one. We ordered it, and we slipped it in nicely and hooked it up. And when I first picked it up, it was quite a bit heavier than the average dishwasher.
All right.
And all stainless steel inside. And got it delivered, got it installed, and left it, and phoned the lady back in about 2 weeks and asked her how she was doing and how she liked your dishwasher. Well, she said, Jack, we love this dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
It's so quiet. And the dishes are just sparkling. So I thought, fairly fussy customer, too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, if she likes it, I guess I better order some more of these.
Let me stop you there, because you made a point of saying that when you lifted this unit up, it was heavier than most of the competitors' models. And to you, in an appliance, weight matters, and heavy is good, right?
It is.
Why is that?
It means that there's some machinery in there that's metal.
Okay, as opposed to plastic.
Or, yeah. No, there's some plastic in these dishwashers, but the number one situation, now we have sold 400 of these dishwashers.
Okay, where are they made, by the way?
They're made in Italy.
Okay.
By the second largest manufacturer of appliances in Europe, called Indeset. And they're sold all throughout the Mideast, Turkey, all over Europe, and there were hundreds of thousands of them sold in the United States. And during that period, in the crash, the distributor for Ariston went broke. And so we ended up buying 6 containers of them from the company.
Okay.
And put them in our warehouse, and they were a good deal for us. And they came with a 2-year parts and labor guarantee. So when these dishwashers have a problem, and the odd one does, we go do the work, put the parts in, company pays us our rate, so therefore customer's happy, we're happy, and they're a great company to deal with. Very paternal, as far as I can tell so far.
Okay, and are they, because once you start talking European imports, people, you can just see the dollar signs light up in people's eyes. Oh boy, this has got to be a pricey big ticket deal. Well, first of all, we're talking about appliances, and any appliance, relatively speaking, is a big ticket deal. It's not a house, it's not a car, but it's probably the next most expensive thing you're going to buy.
Well, how about they're better than a lot of the other dishwashers by a long ways, and they cost less. They start at $6.95, and the top model sells for $9.95.
That's very competitive.
Very, very competitive. Now,
I expected $2,000-3,000.
In the rating book on sound, they're on the bottom. On water consumption, they're on the bottom. 3 gallons to wash a complete load of dishes.
Okay.
They have features such as, if you have well water, they have a built-in water softener. And they have, the sound is very quiet, because right in this room here, if the dishwasher was running, well, it's just down the hall, Stirling, in the lunchroom. You know what it's like.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Here at AM 650, we're lucky. We have this wonderful staff area, and we have a stove, a fridge, and a dishwasher. And every now and then, Jack is found in our staff room wearing the coveralls, working on one of our appliances. So that's the dishwasher. It's the Ariston dishwasher. Well, you see, again, when you start talking about expensive or imported products, especially a fairly large ticket item like an appliance product, people automatically, they get afraid because they think all of a sudden, my gosh, this I couldn't afford that. Well, it turns out you sure can.
Yes, and also, Stirling, before I made this deal, which was a few $100,000, I said to the manufacturer, get the parts into Reliable Parts and have them handle the warranty for us. We'll do our own service and the warranty service, and you pay us.
Right.
And they've done everything over the past 8 years. They've done everything they're supposed to do, and we've done everything we were supposed to do. So it's a good relationship, and it's similar with the Speed Queen built washers and dryers that we sell. It's a similar relationship we have there.
Right.
Where it's not a kind of a thing where we're going to flog a bunch of stuff for this quarter,
right?
And we're going to have this much money,
and then we'll move on to another line.
Let's just have products that are well made and fit for the purpose they were designed for.
Now, with this Ariston dishwasher line, I have to ask you this, and I'll probably ask you about it when we get to washers and dryers a little later on. But we're coming back to this big marketeering slogan, the energy efficiency thing, that they're really, as you say, it's the buzzword of the business these days. So how does the Ariston, the only model that McIver sells, how does that stack up in the energy efficiency department, really?
Well, we have 5 models in the line.
Okay.
Right. But they're on the bottom. They're the lowest, if not near the lowest, of any dishwasher that's ever been tested.
Okay, in terms of operating costs, they're lowest.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, remember I said 3 gallons of water.
Yes.
Well, they heat less water, but they heat it with their own heater internally. As the water flows through this heater, it comes back into the dishwasher. They don't have an element for drying because they heat that water up to 150 degrees, which is a virus-killing temperature.
Okay.
That's why it's fit to be used in your radio station here, because they have to get that virus-killing temperature, or they're not supposed to be here.
Okay.
And the other thing is that they're designed. Sorry, I'm going to have to. Can I?
That's good.
Just a minute. The other thing is that sorry. Just let me gather my thoughts here on this.
No problem at all.
I just forgot something.
Okay.
Okay, for the drying cycle, what they do is they heat the water up to the 150 degrees.
Right.
And it heats up the inner tank and the door, all stainless steel.
Okay.
And the interior all heats up to 150 degrees before it passes on and turns off to do the drying. And the heat from the stainless steel interior does the drying.
Okay. The reason I keep returning to this energy efficiency business is because, well, I'll be honest, I'm a skeptic when it comes to this stuff. I don't know that I believe much of it anymore. There's nothing wrong with conserving hydro, reducing your personal overhead, and spending less money to get your equipment and your appliances, etc., to work properly. But I just see it so frequently, and I see it being leaned on by people who clearly don't know what they're talking about so often that I'm a bit cynical when it comes to the actual truth in advertising behind all of this energy efficiency stuff.
When it's designed like this product's designed, it is true.
Okay.
But it's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing is that it does a terrific job.
Right, right.
That's the thing.
But when you go
and
into it...
And it's very, very quiet. And one of the reasons it's quiet is because the motor sits on a big coil spring, independent in the air. Absolutely no vibration is passed on into the dishwasher.
So it's suspended then?
It's suspended.
Interesting.
And that's so very, very... Because although a lot of people, men mostly, don't hear certain frequencies, women hear these frequencies that men don't hear. And you'll say, didn't you hear that? And I say, what?
Right, right.
And it's this frequency that once with the motor in the air, they don't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's all good.
It is good.
All right. So, and again, you can't knock the concept of energy efficiency. It's pretty self-explanatory as being a good thing. What you can be a little dodgy about, I suppose, in my case anyway, is whether when I'm being pitched by a sales rep about something being tremendously energy efficient, I think, Jack, I'd rather hear first and foremost that this product works efficiently. It does what you're paying for it to do. It does a good job. Oh yeah, and by the way, because it's a new or late model thing, it's a little cheaper to run. We've got our energy efficient engines. We're saving a little bit of money there, but that's always first on the list, not last.
Yes. Well, the thing is that the value in the products is in how long they last.
Right.
And how long they last without repairs.
Right. If you, by the way, would like an image of these Ariston dishwashers, well, you can check out the website, McIvers.biz, McIvers.biz, and it's a great website with all sorts of things, including the student special, which I was I laughed out loud, Jack, when I was trolling through the website earlier today, because you're a smart guy who recognizes the seasons of the year, and right now with college kids going back to school and setting up a house in a dorm or in an apartment somewhere, you've got a little fridge, and I don't know, what's it, a 2 cubic foot capacity?
It's a mini bar fridge.
Yeah, like you'd see in a hotel. Exactly.
It is. That's what they are.
A mini bar fridge with a lock, which if you're sharing a dorm room, could be a very useful little add-on. They're under $100.
Yep.
And the line that I like, though, on the website, Jack, is, don't let the low price fool you. These are excellent fridges. Because I suppose, if it's under $100, it's got to be a piece of junk. I mean, you're supposed to pay a lot more to get good quality. And the point that McIver's has been making for 50 years is, no, you don't. You just have to go to the right place and buy the right product.
And you know that fridge does not make a sound.
And not all minibar fridges are cut from the same mold then, are they?
That's right.
Interesting stuff. This is Boomer Life on AM 650. Lucky to have appliance experts Jack McIver from McIver's Appliances at 610 Southeast Marine Drive in Vancouver with us. McIvers.biz, a fun website. And we'll be right back with lots more. Stay with us.
It's all about the baby boomer lifestyle. Boomer Life on AM 650.